Hi guys, this is Skylar, back with a video this time. The Yeti cooler 7-day test that I did was met with pretty good success, and people seem to get a lot out of it. So I wanted to do a video this time with a question I had some curiosity on. How will it do since they are rated for dry ice? So I bought the necessary dry ice, and I'll give you the details on that now in just a little bit. But basically what I have to do now is get everything into the cooler, because there is a little prep that you have to do if you do dry ice in a Yeti cooler. You just have to line it with cardboard. So let me get to that. We'll be right back. Okay, now I'm going to do a reading. I can't get the ice down in the dry ice, but the wall, just to give you an idea, 38 degrees, and it's cooling off pretty fast. I just got a negative 11 on the cardboard that had been touching there. But anyway, by the way, I'll be doing all these measurements in Fahrenheit. So anyway, dry ice is basically frozen carbon dioxide. It does not melt. It sublimates, meaning it turns into gas. So that was one concern that I had, and I'll tell you how I'm going to handle that. But anyway, the things I'll put in there, and they have been in here for a little while already. While I was getting ready to do the video, I just put the ice and everything in here just to keep it from sublimating too much. But the things that I'm going to put in is some Hershey bars here, because they're chocolate and chocolate melts. That's one of the things people would take with them on trips and things like that. So I figured I'd do that. Drinks, obviously, because that's one of the main things that goes into a cooler. And then I'm doing little Debbie cakes, because a lot of people do take things like this, and if you put it into a regular ice chest or anything like that, the box and everything loses integrity, turns to mush. But with dry ice, that shouldn't be a problem. So we're going to see how it turns out. Now I'm going to take temperatures of the stuff in here. Alright, the Hershey bars are at 17. The Mountain Dew is at 26. And the box itself is at 46. Now all that should cool off. Larger things, of course, are not cooling off as fast. But I'm going to close this up and we'll check it again tomorrow. This is day one. Okay guys, it's been 3.5 hours since I put this stuff in here, and my wife kind of predicted we'd have a problem, and we're testing it now. I'm thinking it's because the drinks were too cold to the dry ice, but what's happening, basically the cakes down in the bottom are 19 degrees. The chocolate is 7 degrees. And Mountain Dew is 32.5. It's basically slush. It's not quite frozen, but it's just about frozen. But it's only been 3.5 hours, so it was on its way. I put a fresh one in here to get a good idea. The one on the left there is room temperature. So I'm going to see what happens elevating it up a little bit. And may have to do something to keep things from freezing. I may put a divider in or something like that. The Yetis have you can see right back there where that light is, there's a divider. You can put something in, so basically I can freeze the stuff on the left, cool the stuff on the right. We'll see what happens. I'm going to try this thing out and let it go for a little bit longer. But it's actually working a little bit too good right now. Okay guys, I'm going to stop the testing as far as the way I was doing it here and make a few changes and try something else. Maybe give you guys a few ideas on what you might can do, and hopefully you'll have some ideas, and I'm more than willing to try some other testing if some of you have some ideas. Anyway, what I'm going to do is try and separate these with that wall that I spoke of. So I ordered one and I got it in, and we're going to give it a try. Now, I don't want to portray this as a failure on the Yeti cooler. It absolutely wasn't. The problem was it stayed too cold. So it was freezing everything. So depending on your application, this would work great. If you had a freezer breakdown or just had large gathering coming and you wanted to have a lot of popsicles and ice creams and things like that, you could put them in here with dry ice and they would stay for several days. So this is not a failure on Yeti's part by any means, but it did fail as far as what I wanted to use it for as a practical application, just for keeping things cool. One of the things that I was hoping I would be able to accomplish would be to eliminate the excessive weight of all that ice, where me and my wife could carry it without any problem, because she does have a bit of a problem carrying the other end of the cooler. So I'm really trying to find a way to drop the weight. Anyway, I'm going to change it up a little bit, and I was going to do it as a totally separate video and just disregard that first part that you just saw, but I kind of thought some of you would get something out of that, so I left it in there. Anyway, let me show you the changes I decided to do. Hi guys, got one that's kind of cool that I haven't seen on YouTube yet. So basically what I'm doing this time is I got some dry ice from my Yeti cooler, and I bought this little divider piece here that I'm going to put down in here. And what you have to do when you do a dry ice in the Yeti coolers, or any other cooler actually, if it's capable of doing it, put cardboard in the bottom so it doesn't come in direct contact, and also on something like that, so that when you do put in things like ice cream or whatever, it will stay frozen but it is not in direct contact. Anyway, another thing I'm going to do is I want to stop this hole vent here so I can get a little more insulation so it doesn't cool down so much. And put the things in the bottom here. And anyway, I'm going to be doing a test on this one over the next few days. Stick around, guys. I think you're going to like it. Hey guys, it's day 2. I had to make a couple of changes. The stuff in the bottom, down in the very bottom of the cooler, just like with the home freezer or anything else, the stuff down there is freezing. So you could do several things to raise it up higher, and like for instance, I put these in here and they're not freezing at all, so they're doing pretty good. But of course you don't have much room for anything like that unless you did like a double basket thing. Also wanted to check a few things. First of all, let's check some temperatures. Now all my temperatures are in Fahrenheit, by the way, but like the ice cream is at 5 degrees, so well below freezing. It is frozen. The Mountain Dew's 21, which I know they're not that cold or they'd be frozen. Must have hit something over there on the other side. Anyway, these are coming up just above freezing, 33, 34. Anyway, move these out of the way. The Hershey bars down on the bottom, they're 2 degrees. And this is something I wanted to check on. The Little Debbie's at 10 degrees. I'm going to open them to check them out. Yep. Frozen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something to lift them up a little higher, and I'll see what I come up with and show you guys tomorrow. Anyway, this is day 2. We'll see what happens. Hey Hey guys, well, back with day 3, and this is kind of going to be the end of the test. This is as far as it's going to go, I believe. Now, with dry ice, it's a little bit different than regular ice. The more dry ice you have, the longer it would have lasted. I know this from a previous test that was basically freezing everything. Like I said before, I had 28 pounds in here, and it lasted several days. This one, I'll go ahead and tell you some readings here. The Mountain Dews, they're at 42 now. The Hershey bars on the bottom are 47. These, they're chilled but far from frozen now at 46. And I have not even looked, but I kind of already know. Well, oh, and these are at 25. The ice cream is pretty much melted and turning to mush. But under here is probably all but gone. Yep. As you can see, there's very little left. Let me move the camera a little bit and I'll zoom in on that. But as you can see, there's just a little bit of powder left. So, 2 roughly 8-pound blocks of dry ice lasted, I can only guess it failed at some point through the night, or when I say failed, went away. I'd say about 2.5 days, and it would keep things frozen during that time. So for most applications, regular ice will work better, but at least you have some sort of idea how dry ice is going to work in the Yeti cooler now. Hope this was helpful to some of you. Thanks for watching. As always, I'll be back with another video real soon.